When I pissed myself, y'all, that was it. I couldn't. I just stood there like this, like.
Are you not ashamed of yourself? Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
Hey y'all. Whoa. It's Kim Rock here. This video is gonna be so lit. It's a story time, Tory Lanez concert. Pee myself. Now let's get into the disclaimer of this story time. I don't support Tory Lanez because of the Megan incident. And I feel like I want to say this, like, this happened like 5-6 years ago. This is when he just popped off, so like, we gotta get that addressed here on this channel. Subscribe, y'all, subscribe, because I can only do 15-minute videos, and I'm gonna say that in every video I make now. This is just a story time for entertainment, and y'all gonna see why. I didn't even want to do the story time. I've been thought about it, but I was like, should I do the story time? I'm like, nah, like, I was gonna decide to do it, so I'm gonna do it. So yeah, this is the backstory now. Let's really get to it. I was born here, Jamaican immigrant parents, Jehovah's Witnesses, and I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest out of the three of us, right? So if you're the oldest, you already know, like, there's so much pressure to be perfect. There's so much pressure to like be the example, especially as a female child. So like, child, like being in concerts, going out with friends, sleepovers, none of that existed. Boyfriends, none of that existed. And if you want a little bit more, I have a video on talking about growing up Caribbean. I'm gonna put the picture right here so y'all can see it and y'all can watch it if you want. But yeah, we all get an email from, I think it was DJ MoMA, and it was like, oh, Tory Lanez concert, $5. $5. $5 to see Tory Lanez? Man, bro, everybody was going to this concert. Everybody in Black Student Union, we all know each other. So we're like, yo, Tory Lanez concert. Y'all saw the email. We mad hype. I'm mad hype. I'm like, shit, concert. And then it was at stage 48. So I'm mad hype. I'm like, oh shit. I get my tickets. I'm getting the outfit ready. I'm like, yes, the guy I'm talking to, I'm like, yes, we about to go. At this time, remember, we could only really talk in school because I can't go to no boy's house. No boy can come to my house. None of that. So I'm like, I gotta get a cute outfit. I gotta do my hair. At that time, I was doing my natural hair a lot. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do bangs and I'm gonna do a puff. So I had a puff and then I did my bangs. I did a little braid out. If you know, you know. And I was wearing glasses. I wish I had pictures, but it was so long ago. I don't have the pictures from my old phone. So yeah. I'm mad hype. When I say I was hype, y'all, like, just imagine never going to a concert and now you get to the opportunity to go to a concert for $5 to see Tory Lanez. And this was when Tory Lanez deadass popped up. Like, this is not like, oh, he's not really known. No, this was when Tory Lanez just popped off. So he's a celebrity at this point. You feel me? So I'm hype. Like, I'm getting the outfit. I'm telling the friends. So that's the backstory. That's how this all happened. Feel me? $5. Let me just say that. $5 is the Tory Lanez when he just popped off. You think I was gonna skip the opportunity? And I knew I was gonna be in some big shit, but I didn't care. I said, I have to live. I have to live. I have to live.
I gotta put me first. I gotta put me first.
I was in school. I wasn't even drinking, not even smoke. I didn't even smoke weed yet. I said, yet. This is the day of. So I'm like, okay, mommy, I have dance practice and I have to do for another club. I'm like, oh my, okay, mommy. So she's like, okay, all right, Kim, just let me know when you come home. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna call you, I'm gonna text you. So I go home. Yes, this is it. I'm like, shit, I know she's gonna call me like after 10 o'clock, because usually 10 o'clock is like the latest I could have been out, like 10 p.m. So like, shit, but I was like, you know what, Kim, I gotta go. And I was hoping that Tory Lanez at least came early so that I could try and see him, take some pics, and then go home. But we get some thought drinks. I drink a little bit, like just a little bit, you know. I start doing my makeup. I put on my outfit. Now I deliberately had this certain outfit because just so that I could like dim and like reduce the trouble I would be in. So I had a top. It wasn't like this. It was a gold top. It was like straight gold like this, but it was velvet. So it was a gold top like this, velvet. It was a crisscross crop top, but my tits, like, you see how my tits show? It it was like this, but less, because my tits was small at that time. But it was just like a little cleavage. Then I wore work slacks. Like I literally wore long work slacks, loose black. I just wanted to go to have fun. You feel me? Just to see Tory Lanez for $5 at stage 48. Yeah, I'm going. So got the slacks. Then I wear some like black flats, like work flats. It was like work clothes. It was work clothes. That's how you know, like I didn't even try to wear nothing skimpy. I was just like, let me just wear a cute ass top and beat my face and have my hair looking nice. So then that's that. Man, hype. Man, yo, when I say I'm hype, I'm hype. I'm like, shit, I'm in the Upper East Side, about to go to stage 48, yada yada. Now, everything is ready. My mom thinks I'm at practice, yada yada. Now, we get to stage 48. Yo, when I tell you I was in the limelight, I was really feeling myself. I was just in my own world. I was living life. I was like, yeah, I was living life.
My vibe right now is just living life. I am just here to live life. I was just there living life.
So we get there, right? Boom. Then, you know, I start, like, this is my first time, y'all. This is my first time in a real club. So you gotta just imagine that. So I'm looking, I see the floors, I see the dancers, I see everything, right? They're like, Tory Lanez, yada, yada. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm screaming. I'm like, yeah. Yo, I'm screaming. I don't even think I was drinking, but I was just mad lit. Like, I was just high off of life. So then, I remember the photographer's like, oh, you too, come over here. So he come, so he's like, let me take a picture of you guys. At first I was scared because I was like, what if my parents see this picture? I'm like, nah, let me stop. So then they're like, yeah, come. So I'm taking the pictures, but the guy I'm talking to, with, I'm just like, I'm taking pictures. Yo, I'm feeling myself because everybody's looking at us and the guy's taking pictures. So yo, after that, I was feeling myself. I'm like, yeah, I'm acting like I'm in the section with the bottles, but I wasn't. We was in our little section, and we was kind of close to the stage because we was early. That's another thing. So we waiting for Tory Lanez, right? They're like, oh, Tory Lanez is gonna come out shortly. So I'm like, yeah, let's get it. Yeah, Tory Lanez. And I'm looking at the time. So while this is all happening, I'm like in the back of my mind, I'm like, shit. When I get home, I'm gonna be in some deep shit. Like I knew it. But I was like, you know what, Kim? I gotta live life. Like I gotta live life. Like I was like, I gotta live life. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. So now they're like, Tory Lanez coming out, Tory Lanez coming out. Da, 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 da. I'm like, okay, I'm waiting, and I'm starting to get nervous. Like, I'm like, oh my God, because it was like 8 o'clock, then 9 o'clock passed, 10 o'clock comes. 10 o'clock comes, guys, and Tory Lanez is still not out. Tory Lanez did not come out till like 11, 12, midnight. I was like, are you fucking that ass? But like, this is Tory Lanez. I said, so I'm waiting. So we like, woo. We just here for Tory Lanez. So we're waiting, Tory Lanez. So then they start chanting, Tory. So we all like, Tory. And I'm like, Tory. No, I'm like, Tory. Bro, when he came out, everyone was like, wah. Yo, everybody's screaming mad loud. I'm like, I take my snap, everybody takes out their phone, everybody got their phones. You know that image of like everybody having their phones out in the crowd. So he's like, da-da-da. So then he starts singing whatever song, I forgot so long ago, but he starts singing songs. He wasn't singing the most popular one first, but he got into that. So when he got into the it ain't right, yeah, I just wanna feel your vibe, like that one, that popular one, if it ain't right. So when he plays that, everybody's like, whoa. I'm having time of my life, right? Boom. 12 a.m. guys, 11:12. My mom is blowing up my phone. Like, oh shit. I'm like, fuck. But I'm like, I'm here. I'm here and I'm not leaving. Like, I was thinking, should I leave? But I'm like, everybody's like, no, stay. Like, no. He's just here. No. Tory Lanez. First of all, he was mad short. He mad tiny. He had a big ass forehead. He was bald. I'm like, this nigga, he was sweaty, and he's like, and everybody's touching him, and I'm like, my God. So we all hype, whatever. My mom calling, yo. So I'm like this. Then I'm like looking at my phone like this. Yeah. I'm like blowing up my phone. I'm getting scared. I'm not gonna hold you. But I said, you know what? I'm here. Like, you know what? Let me just ignore it. So I just ignored the phone calls at one point, and I said, fuck it. I'm like, I'm here. I'm about to just be lit. So we enjoying this concert, yada yada. So around 1 o'clock or 12:30-ish, we head home. The concerts, and either the concert ended, or I think the concert that has ended. I think I stayed to the end, but as soon as like he left, I feel like we left. Like me, the guy, and all of us in the Haitian club, because it was like, you know, like the black crew, then the white people, then the Indians. So it was like diverse. So we leave. We head home. We take the train home. I took the train home by myself because they was gonna go to the after party, and I was like, nah, I gotta get home, y'all. I gotta get home. So take the train home. I think I took the R. Take the train home, and I didn't care. I was on the way home. I was like, oh god. I'm like, oh my gosh, yo, like whatever happens, happens. If I die tonight, I live. That's what I was thinking. So after eventually my mom stopped calling, because she's like, okay, like she not, you know what I'm saying? She's like, okay, whatever, yada yada. So I take the train home. I take the elevator upstairs in my apartment building in my mom's and my dad's house. I knock on the door, or I ring the doorbell. Ding ding. They look out. My little brother and my little brother and sister, they in the house, right? So knock the door. I don't know who, I forgot who opened the door, but they opened the door, and then she looks at me. She's like, come in. She's like, what are you doing? Yada yada. It's a whole thing. So they look at me up and down like this. And I see in their face, they wanted to be like, you're dressing like this, look how you're dressed. But they couldn't even say nothing, which is why I deliberately dressed how I dressed. Because I literally had a loose, guys, just loose slack pants. The only thing I was showing my tits. So they looking at my little brother and sister. They like, they had a face of like shame, but like she not even dressed bad. Like I wasn't even drunk. I wasn't high. I just came home mad late. I'm like, oh, something, I don't know, but I couldn't really speak, right? After my mom, so my mom is still reprimanding me, just talking. While she's reprimanding me, and my little brother and sister, they looking right there, and I'm by the door. And I just felt like, I felt naked, even though I wasn't. I feel something running down between my legs. And then she like, she beside herself and down, and I'm really pissing myself. Like I was so fucking scared that I was gonna get the beating of my life. I pissed myself in front of them, and when I see my little brother and sister, yo, they looked at me like, the look of shame, the heart of fucking shame. I was like, oh my gosh, because I'm the oldest. I'm like, this is the example I'm setting my little brother and sister. I peed myself. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm a horrible person. But I don't give a fuck. Even though I still felt like I literally felt like shit, because I'm like, yo, I peed myself. I'm looking down and I see the pee. I'm like, nah. But yo, tell y'all right now, I didn't get my ass beat though. Did not get my ass beat. But I feel like me peeing myself was even worse than the beating, because like I literally peed myself. It was like, that's when I realized, like, that's how fucking scared I was. Like, y'all. That's the story. Crazy ass concert. First time at a concert, real concert. Had fun. I enjoyed myself. I came home and I didn't get a beating. But when I pissed myself, y'all, that was it. I couldn't. I just stood there like this, like shaking, my heart beating, because I'm like, yo, she gonna beat my ass, but she didn't. So this story time is to tell y'all, live your fucking life, live your fucking life. And if you know the struggle of living and being raised in a Jamaican strict household and being a Jehovah's Witness, you already know that was like the worst type of sin. But it was worth it. It was worth it. I saw Tory Lanez for $5. Hope y'all enjoyed story time. See y'all in the next video. Period.